Hi everyone, and welcome to Civilization 5. So, I am going to actually start a new game, and we'll just play a normal game. I think I'll still try to roll a random leader. If I get Indonesia yet again, I will actually handpick something. And let's go with Fractal map. I think some of my most fun games of Civ 5 in the past were specifically on Fractal maps, so we can definitely go with that. And I don't think I'll be changing anything else in here. We can play epic speed because that's usually just more fun in general. So let's see what we get. Okay, I think I'm okay with Persia. One of my most fun games in the past was as Persia. Now, I probably can't make this one as epic as that one was, or at least that's going to be hard. But hey, raise your hand if you remember Ecbatana. Also, if you would like to see me do Civ 5 more often, leave a like. Anyway, I see some desert to the south. Not sure if I'm too excited about that. I think we'll probably just settle on spot. However, I could move one tile east and have a canal, but there's no guarantee this canal will be useful, and I would have to settle on top of deer, which I don't think I wanted to do. Let's just settle on spot. We'll have several really good tiles in range. So yeah, this is fine. There we go, there's our capital. By the way, the new episodes are probably not going to be daily, but I just wanted to get started on this. Alright, we'll start from animal husbandry to see if there are any horses in range. And probably grab a scout. Yes, scout is good. And we can set this. Yeah, we can lock one tile manually. Probably, yeah, this one. 2 food, 1 production. So the city will still grow nicely, but we'll get the scout in a reasonable time frame. Alright. So, let's go explore. Hopefully we're not on an island. I see a city-state already, that's good. Oh, by the way, I'm using an option to scale up the images a bit, because if I play the game on a 4K resolution normally, everything is so incredibly tiny that the text is near unreadable. So I'm actually using the scaling option from NVIDIA control panel to scale it up to 4K a little bit better, because my main monitor is 4K. And I could play it in a window, but that doesn't solve the problem of everything being tiny either. This way, I can actually play on full screen and be able to read everything properly. But the only downside is that some things might be slightly misaligned, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's barely noticeable in most cases. But yeah, just in case you're wondering, if you notice something is slightly misaligned, that's the reason why. So, let's go and explore some more. We got some wine to the west. And the scout will go east. I don't want to go too far with this warrior, in case he'll have to defend us against some early barbarians. Wait, is that Oloro? That looks like Oloro. Oh, that's Pog. Oh, that's really good. This is actually one of my favorite Civilization 5 wonders, by far. This is going to be such a good city. Okay, we need a settler out ASAP, and we need to settle this. That is an incredibly good spot. Okay, there's a barbarian camp here. I can probably get rid of that with my warrior. And I'm glad I didn't move, because this would not have been a useful canal at all. Now, we're not getting a settler yet, because this city needs to grow first. Let's grab... probably start a worker. We'll obviously need a worker, but we could also try to steal a worker from Riga, once it actually gets one. Yeah, see, this is, like, basically the end of this continent. Alright, well, let's attack this archer. We can probably kill that pretty easily. And if not, I can back up and finish the job with the scout. But I don't think it's going to be a problem. Alright, send the scout in the other direction. Yeah, no, we'll kill this guy for sure. They might spawn another unit, like right now, but they would have to do it literally right now. Okay, Ethiopia. I'm not a huge fan of Ethiopia AI, because of how hard they can be to fight. But at least he's my neighbor and not like on the other side of the world. That way I will have the option of going after him early, if I wanted to do that. It's definitely easier to deal with him early rather than later in the game when he gets his unique unit. His unique unit combined with his unique ability is really annoying, especially close to his capital. Alright, let's keep moving here. Yeah, so like I said, the warrior will stay relatively close to our capital, just in case we'll have to defend ourselves. We'll work the cow. Actually, no, let's work the stone. 2 food, 1 production is going to be better right now. So, you go this way. Let's see how far away he is, or how close in this case. He might be pretty close, because this was like turn 10 when he spotted us. Yeah, he might be really close. We need to grab this Oloro spot before anyone else does. That's the plan. Alright, let's get pottery next. I think I need to change some of the options. I don't like when the screen closes, and there should be an option for that somewhere. Yeah, quick city screen close. I don't want that to close. I don't want the social policy to close either. Yeah, there are a lot of options for enhanced user interface here. Okay, I think this is fine. I don't really like when the science screen closes either. There's an option for that in here somewhere. Yeah, it's in here somewhere, right here. Yeah, I don't like the quick close. I don't like any of the quick close options, to be honest. So yeah, let's just turn them off. Just personal preference. Pantheon founded. Okay, Ethiopia started a pantheon. Goddess of festivals. Okay. Well, let's keep moving. Apparently he's not here. He might be east. Or southwest. I'm hoping east, not southwest. If he's southwest, then he might beat me to that Oloro spot. And I really want it. The plan is to wait for at least 3 population, and then we can get started on the settler. We are playing on epic speed, so everything will be a little bit slower. Okay, I would like to kill this barbarian camp, but my warrior needs to heal up first, before we can consider doing that. Yeah, I don't think he's to the east. He's going to be southwest. Seems that way. Okay, maybe not. Okay, let's send the scout east. We'll try to get rid of that barbarian camp. Go on. Okay, keep moving. There might be something interesting over there as well. This is a pretty good spot too. Not like mind-blowing, but we have some floodplains. We have forest. We have gems. Obviously a river. This would be a decent coastal city on the south side. The only downside of settling over here exactly is that then the incense will be out of range of both my capital and this city. So that's definitely a downside. But we'll worry about that later. Okay, he's coming with a warrior. So let's camp on top of the forest, because then we'll get some extra defense. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be east, but we're about to find out. So we'll let this guy... Okay, he will not attack me right now. I think he wants to go around me. Yeah, I don't want him to move towards my capital. Another wonder. This one is definitely too far away. Yeah, this one is too far away from me. Will he attack me? Okay, he will not attack me. I want him to attack me, but he doesn't seem to be too eager to do so. Here's another city-state. Yeah, I will not be fighting barbarians with a scout. Obviously. Okay, now he attacked me, so let's fortify. Maybe move away from that barbarian archer. Okay, so... we can already improve the cattle. Let's do that. Just +1 production. And we will wait at least for 3 population here. Let's get a monument while we wait for that. We can switch to shrine on the next turn. Okay, we can do 1 turn of a settler and then switch to shrine on the next turn. Because we definitely want to secure a pantheon. Okay, go this way. Yeah, now we'll switch to shrine. That's 10 turns. Okay, now we can attack the barbarian. As for the research, probably mining. We're going to need that. We don't need that just yet. The stone requires masonry, but masonry requires mining. And we'll need mining to chop some forests. Not that I plan to chop them right here, but eventually. Yeah, I don't think Ethiopia is to the east. I would have found them by now. Considering they found me on like turn 10, they are probably going to be to the southwest. Here's Pachacuti. I don't like having Pachacuti in my games. He often gets really strong as the AI. At least that's been my experience. But alright. He is relatively close. Sort of. At least he's relatively easy to stay friendly with. So he should be a decent partner for a while. Okay, let's heal up the warrior. And, well, there's the city. That's the capital, good to know. Hey, technically I could attack him and steal a worker. But I would have to go back to my territory, which would be a little bit challenging, with only a scout escorting the worker. I don't think that would actually happen at all. Yeah, probably not. I don't think that would happen. Okay, free population, good. Now we should probably work the food. Okay, definitely the food. I often like to wait until 4 population before starting a settler, but this Oloro spot is important enough that I think we'll get it at 3 population. Can we speed up the shrine by 1 turn? Yes, we can. That's probably worth it. I will slow down the city growth, I will stall it. But I think that's actually worth it. What if we do this? Okay, that's also 4 turns. Let's work the first then. We'll get a little bit of gold. 1 turn might not seem like much, but sometimes it makes a difference between grabbing a better pantheon or losing it to the AI. Alright, so another pantheon. Goddess of protection, don't really care about that at all. Alright, the shrine's almost done. I don't think I'll be waiting for population, like I said. Here's another city-state. We got quite a few now. And we got 1 mercantile. That's going to be important for happiness later on. Obviously. I like to have some mercantile city-states available. Okay, wait, what? Wellington. Right, there's maritime. So, food. Okay, so now I think we can get the settler. I could technically chop a forest to speed it up. And I would if there was a hill. But since there isn't one, other than this, I could technically chop this forest if I wanted to. But I don't think we have enough high production tiles in the range of Persepolis to make that worth it. So I will not be doing that. And yeah, I think I'll still go for tradition. I just really like tradition in Civ 5. That's not to say you can't play Liberty, but I've always been a tradition enjoyer. I mean, you guys know me. So I will open with the tradition. I just like it too much, alright? So, 19 turns. Can we speed it up? Hold on, let's check if we can speed it up. Maybe we can. So... okay, I think we should be able to speed it up. 18 turns. If we do this... okay, yeah, that's gonna be 18 turns regardless. Okay, 16 turns. We can do it in 16 turns. Let's do that then. You never know when that's going to make a difference. And since I have mining, we could actually get a mine for when we'll want that extra production. I don't have trapping yet. Yeah, let's get a mine on this hill. I will not be working it at all times, but it will be nice to have the option to switch to the mine. Yeah, and now we could go for masonry to improve the stone, or trapping. Trapping is probably better, because we need that for both the deer and the furs. And the furs are obviously a luxury, so we'll need that as well, for when we start the second city. I'll also need the workboats at some point to get the pearls. I'm glad we have a coastal city. That should be helpful later on. Yeah, so let's get the mine. 15 turns. Well, hopefully nobody is going to beat me to it. I will be a little bit salty if somebody beats me to it. We can send this warrior right now. There aren't any barbarians nearby at the moment. There's still this camp, but I don't want to go there because that will probably take longer than I'm willing to spend. Here's a camp. Yeah, I need this warrior to be ready to escort the settler. Oh, here's a new camp. Okay, we should definitely get rid of this one. For sure. A settler. Okay, now that's incredibly tempting. If I could yoink that settler, that would be massive. If he leaves him unprotected for even a moment, it might actually be worth attacking them. It might actually be worth it. Okay, let's make sure we don't lose this warrior. Let's follow them. Okay. Oh man, that would be huge. He went back into Costco. Let's just chill outside. I think it's worth camping outside. If I could steal the first settler from the AI, that would slow down his expansion a lot. Uh-oh, time to back up because an archer popped out. Unfortunately, we'll have to wait a little bit for our second unit here. Okay, I'm not going to fight that hand axe, thank you very much. Just back up a little bit. Go after Costco, thanks, not after me. I'm boring. Here's another AI, good to know. Okay, let's keep an eye on them. I still want to snipe that settler. I will actually not sell the embassy. Brazil, alright? Yeah, Brazil can be dangerous because they can get insane amounts of culture later in the game, and this camp is about to get destroyed. I mean, that's probably a good thing, but I wanted the gold. Still, I suppose they took care of the problem for me. Yeah, I could declare war and steal the worker, but that's not really worth it. Also, Assyria can sometimes be quite aggressive, so as soon as we get this second city going, we need to get at least some very basic units. Can we speed this up by 1 turn now? Let's find out. Yes, we can. No, we can't. 6 turns. No, it's gonna be 6 turns. Okay, I mean, that's perfectly fine. 6 turns is perfectly acceptable. Another AI? Okay, we're meeting a lot of them right now. I take it as a sign that this is all like one landmass. Which is not always the case with Fractal. Alright, the trapping is almost done. So let's get ready to improve the furs. Man, I really hope nobody is going to settle. Oloro. That is such a nice wonder. We're almost done with the settler. Yeah, I'm still hoping to snipe that settler. We might not, but if I discourage him from moving the settler west, then this is worth it. If I slow down his expansion by keeping my scout outside of his capital, that's still very much worth it. Okay, oligarchy. Right, so just wait 1 turn to finish trapping. We can explore a little bit more to the west over here. See what's going on. Okay, just stay over there. Get the furs. Okay, wine. I need to decide which exact tile I want to settle. Probably like this one. Then we could get all of the wine. Yeah, most likely this one or this one. I don't think I want to make this directly coastal, because then we'll miss out on the wine to the north. And that's going to be worth a lot of money. Let's get archery for defensive purposes. Because we have some AIs that can sometimes be pretty aggressive. You know, like Assyria. Okay, 2 more turns. Okay, Theodora, that's fine. So, I'm a little bit torn between staying here and exploring further. I kind of wanted to explore further, but I still wanted to try sniping that settler. Okay, this is our chance. I could actually snipe the settler right now. He would shoot me with the city. I don't think he would be able to kill me. And the important part here is to deprive him of the settler. That's what I wanted to do. I don't care as much about the worker part, because I'll have to get him back all the way to Persepolis. Yeah, I think I'm gonna declare war. He's neutral at the moment. This is very early game, so that shouldn't really have a major impact on our long-term relationship. Okay, let's go. There, we got it. Now, again, I don't care as much about keeping the worker, but if we can, that's nice too. Alright, go back. And then... Right, I do want the city to grow, so let's keep these assignments. Now we should probably grab a granary. Yep, I need more food. I will want some units, but let's wait for archery first. We can speed up the granary. By how much? Okay, by 3 turns. Let's do that. Obviously that will slow down the growth, but the granary itself will speed up the growth. I also want to get started on the archer as soon as possible after the granary. Okay, now let's try to survive here. I will not be able to move the worker outside of range. I think what I'll have to do is just fortify on this tile, because Inca gets a bonus to movement on the hills, meaning that if I leave this worker undefended, he'll be able to just recapture him. He might be able to recapture him anyway, but perhaps I can prevent that from happening. Maybe the AI is not smart enough to do that. He would be able to recapture him if he can kill my archer with city bombardment. I mean, my scout. Which he might or might not be able to do. Oh, there's Ethiopia. So Ethiopia is actually straight west. Okay, he killed my scout, but I saved the worker. Nice. Now we just need to get out of here. Now, I might get captured or killed by barbarians or something like that, but I deprived the Inca of the settler. So this is the important part here. That will slow down his expansion a lot. And he's kind of, sort of my neighbor. We are separated by city-states, but he's kind of my neighbor. Okay, we'll go this way. The downside is that we lost a scout, but I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. You know, we're lucky that Ethiopia hasn't settled Oloro. We're pretty lucky he hasn't done that. Alright, we'll go this way. I just need to get past this barbarian camp, which means I'll need to send a unit to escort the worker. Hopefully we can just peace out in a few turns. And the only risk will be the barbarians and also Brussels. Anyway, right, so we'll settle over here. Yeah, this was my plan originally. Ethiopia might not be happy about this, but this is a very, very good spot. That's a very good spot. Okay, keep moving. Yeah, right here. So we'll move here, because if I go here, I'll have to use both my movement actions to move past the river. But if we go here, we can settle on the next turn. Let's still reveal a little bit of terrain up here. Here's the city-state and the barbarian camp. Right, now we could go for writing. I need the library. Normally, I would probably go for bronze working, but I do want to get the library ASAP, so we'll get the library. Okay, keep moving. Just be careful about Brussels. We are settling right here. This is also an option, but I think I prefer this style. Oh wait, this was not even a sea. I thought that this was like a sea. It's just a one-tile lake. Okay. So this is a total no-brainer. It's a question now between this one and this one. I think I like this one more. There's a forested hill to the southwest. There's a forested hill over here. And over here. If I go here, I'll miss out on 2 forested hills. So I like this one. Like I said though, Ethiopia will definitely not be happy about this. Definitely not. And we should buy Oloro right away. Like, that's a total no-brainer. We'll get 2 food and 6 fate. That is such a good wonder in the early game, because you can get so much fate out of it while also having food for the city growth. One of my favorite natural wonders in the early game, like by far. Alright, alright. I might actually start working on an archer here. Now obviously this will be faster than 60 turns. It's only 60 turns because we only have a single hammer from the city center. Oh, yep, I can see you. I can see you. Go away, please. Yep, peace treaty. Oh, you want my city? What? You're not getting my city. Are you crazy? Embassy? Well, not from me. Just make peace. Yep, make peace. There you go, done. So we slowed down his expansion by a lot. By a lot. Kill this fella, thank you. Now I can go west safely. Just need to watch out for barbarians. I will need to get past this barbarian camp. And I'll definitely need a military unit to do that. Okay, there's Addis Ababa. So we settled, what, 5 tiles away from his capital? He's definitely not going to be happy about this. Okay, he has early concerns about my warmongering, but nothing about coveting my land, which is definitely a good thing. Okay, that's a very good thing. Okay, Assyria is also not happy. I can't even see his territory. I don't think this is it. I literally can't even see his territory. How can I possibly settle near you when I don't know where you are? Riddle me this. How is that even possible? Yeah, that's just not possible to do. Okay, what do we get for the pantheon? Well, okay, what's good that's still left? Technically, I could go for desert folklore. I mean, my capital won't really benefit from that much. This city would, but I would still need to settle a city over here. We will lose the pantheon if we don't get the religion, but with Oloro we probably will get the religion. The thing is, I won't have that many desert cities, probably just one. So I don't think desert folklore is worth it in this situation. Probably not. Now, we can always go for something safe like fertility rights. You can't really go wrong with fertility rights, so that's one option. What are the other options? I don't think we have enough sea resources to justify God of the Sea. But I would get what? +2? Okay, maybe we do. Maybe we actually do. No, I don't think so. These two are slightly out of range. Yeah, these are also out of range. Yeah, if these were all in range of our city, then it would have been worth it, probably. But I actually only have one single sea-based resource in the range of my capital. I will never be getting these two, unless I set a really crappy city over here. No, I can't do that, that's too close. So even if I settle a city here, if I want a city on the river, I will not reach the fish, it's not worth it. So next, what are the next candidates? We have Goddess of the Hunt, which would be not that great. We basically only have the thirds. Like, that's it. Yeah, we have thirds. We would have 2 camps total. I don't think that's really worth it. It might be okay. I mean, we will get +2 food for our capital. That would be basically it. I could get +4 faith from natural wonders, which would turn Oloro into +10 faith. Now again, we might or might not get to keep that. I assume we will get a religion. So it might make sense to double down on faith from natural wonders. That would turn Oloro into +10 faith. I think that kind of makes sense. Even if we don't get a second natural wonder, which we might or might not, the closest one I know about was this one, somewhere over here. But even if we don't get one, it's probably worth it for the early game. Getting +10 faith from one single tile, that's kind of insane this early in the game. The other option would be Sacred Waters, but our capital doesn't have a river. We would have a city on the river here. Maybe like here if I try hard enough. So that's an option. I don't think we have enough Django nearby. Not really. I think the option that makes the most sense is actually one with nature. Now, normally I like to have at least 2 natural wonders for this. But with Oloro specifically, I think it makes sense. We'd get +10 faith. So I like that. Yeah, let's go one with nature. There you go. And now we're getting +10 faith from Oloro. This early into the game. That's going to be so good. We will almost definitely get a religion now. I don't know what would have to happen for me to miss out on a religion. I'm not gonna say it's 100% guaranteed, but probably like 99%. Something like that. Okay, we got horses just outside of our range, alright. I think next up we should probably get... Oh yeah, no, we don't have masonry yet. So we could improve the cattle. That makes sense. Okay, let's go back to our city. Now I have to get some defenses. Oh no! Assyria settled over here. That's pretty aggressive, but could have been worse. I could still squeeze in a city somewhere in the middle. The downside is that this wouldn't be a very good one. It could get the pearls. You know, for trade. Could it, though? Yes. I would have to settle it exactly on this tile. Like, literally exactly on this tile. Then we will get the horse. Yeah, the stone, the pearls. But this would be a pretty bad city. It might not be worth it. However, if I don't settle in this area, the AI might, and then he would cut me off. So that's something to consider. Anyway, I think that's going to be the end of this video. So thanks for watching all the way to the end, I appreciate it. Leave a like if you would like to see 5 more often. And just a reminder, this is probably not going to be daily, but I wanted to get started on it. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.